Hi. I feel like I've fallen off the wagon a little bit because I've got a couple of days to catch up on. So plan for this video is that I'm going to sit and knit and catch you up on the days that I've not taken many clips of. So today I am working on my Lanark sweater, which viewers of the podcast will be really familiar with. But this is what she currently looks like. She originally I ran out of yarn and then I added on some different coloured yarn for the cuff and for the hem. But I've just been re-knitting all of those because I did find more of the same yarn from before. So that's what I'm doing, is that I'm working on the final ribbing for this cuff. And then that'll be the knitting bit of this done naturally. And I can then start to add in the zip, like finish off and weave and block and all of that stuff. So I really want to get this done because me and my friends have got a walk planned for that kind of dead part of the year between Christmas and New Year's Eve, or Hogmanay. And I really want to wear this jumper for that walk. I think it's going to be really satisfying and really perfect for a wintry walk like that. So that's my vision and that's my dream. And I've obviously got loads of time to be able to finish it, which means I just need to get this bit done and then we can move on. But yeah, what has been going on since I last did a vlog? I left you guys when I'd just come back from Warsaw, so that was Monday night. And on Tuesday, I had like quite an intense day. I had my work Christmas lunch for my team, and we also did a Secret Santa. And I'm going to show you what I got for my Secret Santa because it's knitting related. I'm quite new in my job, so I put down some stuff that I wanted, and I have no idea who had me, but they probably were like, what on earth? Because one of the things that I requested was some needle tip things. Anyway, you know what I mean. It'll be obvious when I show you. So I got this little pack from them of like little knitting needle tops. I'm not wild about all of them, but I think some of them are quite cute. Like, I like this little fox. I think that's adorable. And I also I quite like, well, I was going to say it's a pig, but I think it's a little bear thing. And actually the snail is super cute as well. And I already put 2 of them on my moss path because I think when I showed this, people will know, but I've been working on the sleeve for that, and I've also been working on the body. So it has 2 sets of needles attached to the project, and obviously one set keeps kind of like poking holes in the work, and I don't want it to cause any damage. So I've got on the body of Moss Path, I've got this little chicken and this little cow. I'll talk a bit about that in a second, actually. I'll just bring back my Lanark for a bit. So we had that event and I was so proud of what I wore. I've got like a little clip of my outfit so you can tell me what you think. But we got told maybe like a week before, or somebody said a week before, oh, it would be a really fun idea if we all wore Christmas jumpers. And I was like, are you crazy? Who's going to be able to knit a jumper in 6 days? And then I was like, oh yeah, nobody else would make that interpretation. Everyone else would just buy a jumper. But I did not buy a jumper. I wore stuff that I've just always had, and I was very pleased with that. Some people did have some like absolutely cracking jumpers, but I don't think anybody had handmade theirs. So obviously there's always next year. Every year I'm like, maybe I should start knitting a Christmas jumper in like January time and then have it really casually made over the course of the year. And then obviously when you get to December, you're ready. But I think it's like sod's law. As soon as I actually make that, there'll be no call for it. Nobody will be like, oh, let's do a Christmas jumper day or anything like that. Whereas every other year, it's been the case that I needed to do it. It's really, you actually can't see me knitting, but I promise I am doing it. I'm not like checking my phone or anything. The other thing so that was Tuesday, and I also finally made it to spin. Like every video that I've done has been like, I promise I'm going to go to spin, but I actually did finally make it, and it was so fun, and I was really grateful to have done it. I really want to do like a Christmas spin class and go and do it to Christmas tunes. I think that would just be really enjoyable and really silly, but really worth doing. So yeah, I'm very glad that I finally made it. I, on Wednesday, had such a long day at work, and then I went out for like my old team Christmas drinks, and then I had another Christmas drinks event last night. So I've actually just had so few hours in my house this week, but as part of my long work day on Wednesday, I was doing a bit of train travel, and I was kind of like bopping about. So I did bring my moss path on the train, and I did make a little bit of progress on it. I actually might just show you now the progress that I have made. Pretty minor since I did the try on last week, but just a little bit further down the line. I did finish off. I finished off basically the first sleeve. So it looks like this. So I've just got to the end of the decreases and then done that bit of ribbing, which is what the pattern calls for. It's like 2 inches of ribbing, and it's 2 by 2. And I'm pretty pleased with the length of that. I think that's as far as I wanted to go. But I just want to do another try on. I haven't put it on yet, but I just want to try it on and make sure that I like the length of the sleeve, like the length of the ribbing and how it looks, and then I will do my bind off. But kind of annoyingly, this is a 2.75 needle that I'm using for this ribbing, which is, as I said, kind of smaller than is in the pattern, just because I've got quite heavy yarn. So I went down a few needle sizes. But that is the size that I needed to work on the ribbing in Lanark. So that's why I'm doing this with DPNs, which is not my preferred way of doing the sleeve. I'm like much more of a fan of a fixed short circular for doing that stuff. But I'll take a DPN over magic loop absolutely any day. Cannot stand magic loop. It's not for me. So yeah, I made a bit of progress, as I say, on moss path over the course of the week. Kind of done little bits of sailor slippers here and there, but the next video that I want to do on sailor slippers will be me like finishing it off and washing and felting it. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, didn't do very much knitting yesterday because it was just a really long day. But we finally made it to Friday after this super intense week. I am so looking forward to just doing nothing this weekend. I'm a little bit ill, so I just want to recover a little bit and like sit and chill, relax, like get a couple of things done in the lead up to festive season. Got 1 more week of work left, and then a couple of days of work on the Christmas week, and then I'm done. So 7 working days to go. But yeah, it's been quite an intense week, and not a lot of like knitting progress, but a lot of little fun things. So what I might do is play you out with the only clip that I have from this week, which is what I wore to my Christmas party, and you can tell me if you like it or not. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow.